Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moments. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star 2 episode number 210 based on novel. So let's start. The time and space of the infinite primordial space is very mysterious, with a structure not stacked like thousand-layer cakes, but rather like a multidimensional spider web. Hence, the land of origin is hidden in a certain time and space, and no other forces can find it. Who? Shadow power is one of the highest level forces that mirror numerous spaces. Luo Feng, using the mysteries of shadow power contained in the Blood Crane territory, traverses the shadow power space layer, each step spanning immense distances of space and time. Even then, after traveling non-stop for 55 days, Luo Feng finally arrived at the Abyss of Destruction. The Abyss of Destruction is hidden in the depths of time and space, making it hard for world-level primordials to peer into. But upon reaching the ancestor level, one can sense and delve into the depths of time and space to reach the Abyss of Destruction. Arrived. Luo Feng takes a step, crossing multiple time spaces, reaching near the Abyss of Destruction. The outermost layer of the Abyss of Destruction lies deep within time and space. Each layer penetrates further into greater depths. Even the Starlight Lord cannot discern the bottommost layer of the Abyss of Destruction, the most powerful layer of mysterious land. Merely seeing it, Luo Feng feels its immovability. This Abyss of Destruction personifies the entire infinite primordial space, with an oppressive force surpassing even the land of eternity. Compared to it, the Blood Crane territory is far different. Both are mysterious lands, yet worlds apart. Let's go to the first layer first. Luo Feng steps forward, breaking through numerous spatial obstacles, forcibly entering the first layer of the Abyss of Destruction. The first layer of the Abyss of Destruction is occupied by an ancestor named Ba Wei Yu. To occupy a layer of the destruction world, he is among the top 30 existences in the endless primordial space. 9 huge figures of exotic beasts prostrated respectfully, Ancestor. Bringing you to the Abyss of Destruction is to let you experience the power of destruction. If you can make further progress and master this power of destruction, you can step into the ancestor level. A figure with 8 hooves and 16 eyes, each eye in different colors, watches its clan descendants. Our Ba Wei clan, up till now, only has 2 ancestors, too weak. Ba Wei Yu said. These 9 world-level primordial lives are equally eager for further advancement. I will arrange for the World Envoy of the first layer of the Abyss of Destruction to spar with you. The World Envoy will ensure that you are not killed. Ba Wei Yu's 16 eyes look at the clan descendants. Go now. Truly experience this power of destruction. Yes. The 9 world-level primordials respectfully withdraw. Ba Wei Yu immediately appoints a World Envoy to spar with the clan descendants. Suddenly, Ba Wei Yu senses something. Ba Wei Yu looks outside, seeing a black-haired man in a blood-red robe forcibly enter the first layer of the Abyss of Destruction. Is it the cultivator Lord Luo Feng? Ba Wei Yu naturally recognizes him, his 16 eyes spinning cautiously. He is not afraid. Every ancestor, having mastered the highest level power, has life cores evolved to a very high level, with terrifyingly strong life force. During the war between the innate primordial camp and the cultivator camp, before Luo Feng's breakthrough, Mo Man, Jin, and Ming Huang did not dare to burn their main battle avatars. They relied on countless techniques accumulated over time to gradually accumulate and slowly kill enemies. Even with Luo Feng joining the battle, Mo Man and others burned their main battle avatars to use their strongest techniques, requiring several of them to cooperate to kill an ancestor. This was with the cooperation of Yuan and Starlight. Without Yuan and Starlight's cooperation, those ancestors had various ways to escape. Starlight suppresses all time and space. Yuan can envelop a vast surrounding area with rule operations, restricting all forces. With their cooperation, Luo Feng's energy supply, and Mo Man and others burning their main battle avatars' forbidden techniques, they managed to kill a few ancestors when the innate primordial camp was caught off guard. Truly one-on-one, ancestors have their ways. In the infinite primordial space, at the ancestor level and cultivator lord level, there has yet to be a one-on-one kill. It always takes several working together to cut off all hope for the opponent, making possible a kill. Ba Wei Yu, who is ranked among the top 30 in the infinite primordial space, hasn't joined any camp. He has enough confidence to handle dangers. In the infinite primordial space, the so-called weak forces are relative compared to the three major camps. In reality, they are quite formidable, each with some reliance. The weakest ancestors who cannot handle crises generally have long joined the innate primordial camp or the Ice Peak camp. Lord Luofeng. Ba Wei Yu's voice rumbles. Luofeng has already entered this first layer of the destruction world, a vast and expansive world, several times the size of the source world. It also contains a force of destruction that tears everything apart. This destruction power lurks in every corner of this world layer. Because this first layer has the owner, Ba Wei Yu, these lurking destruction powers have not erupted. Ba Wei Yu. Luofeng looks. Ba Wei Yu wields a highest level force known as multidimensional divine light, known for its strong destructive power. It specializes in binding and imprisoning enemies with its 16-colored multidimensional divine light and is highly skilled in fleeing. Its escape ability surpasses even the Shadow Lord of the Blood Crane territory. Compared to Luofeng, who can only partially harness shadow power, Ba Wei Yu's escape is much superior. Do you want to claim the first layer of my destruction world? Ba Wei Yu seriously asks Luofeng, if you want it, I can yield it to you. He has self-awareness. Luofeng, even against joint obstruction from the three lords of the Blood Crane territory, could forcibly break through, ultimately refining the Blood Crane territory. He alone, as Ba Wei Yu, would be unable to stop Luofeng. He would certainly leave a life imprint on the shadow of origin of the first layer of the destruction world. Rest assured, I will not take the first layer of the destruction world. Luofeng said, however, please summon all the world envoys to besiege me. Let me feel the power of this layer of the destruction world. Good. Ba Wei Yu smiled, his beard curled. Everything was as he expected. Among the previous 7 lords of the cultivators, those who could master the primordial path were all formidable. Even the clumsy Wulan occupied the 7th layer of destruction world. How could Luofeng possibly regard the first layer? Luofeng, as a lord, might not care, but Ba Wei Yu did. Lord Luofeng, I will mobilize all world envoys to besiege you, so be careful. Ba Wei Yu said. Luofeng stood in mid-air, nodding slightly, thanks. Not far from Ba Wei Yu, 9 world-level primordials had just battled against a world envoy, being wantonly ravaged, and then discovered the arrival of Lord Luofeng. The first layer of destruction world can mobilize 3,000 world envoys, each being undying and immortal. Lord Luofeng needs to be careful. After Ba Wei Yu finished speaking, all of them, including the world envoy who fought against the 9 world-level primordials, charged towards Luofeng. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Dense and numerous, 3,000 world envoys appeared, surrounding Luofeng. This scene made the hearts of the 9 world-level primordials tremble. Luofeng, one of the 8 lords of the cultivators. Even the ancestor was actually so polite to this Lord Luofeng, willing to voluntarily yield this layer of destruction world. I've heard the 8 lords of the cultivator camp are each extremely difficult to deal with. These 9 world-level primordials curiously observed. They saw. Under the overwhelming siege of 3,000 world envoys, Luofeng seemed like an unmovable mountain, resisting all attacks. The blood-colored robe he wore fluttered, enduring all attacks. Even a casual counterattack could turn 10 or 8 world envoys into nothingness. Luofeng stood in midair, holding the sky-splitting saber. With a single slash, the blade light swept across, slaying several world envoys. These obliterated world envoys would condense and reappear from nothingness. World envoys are the carriers of the power concentrated in each layer of the destruction world, undying and immortal. Although their strength is very weak, only containing the incomplete power of destruction, yet 3,000 of them combined remain very terrifying. The so-called piercing through a destruction world is to break through all the obstacles of the world envoys, forcibly leaving a mark on the shadow of origin of a layer's world. In the first layer of the world, breaking through the obstacles of 3,000 envoys requires strength close to that of Ba Wei Yu. Like in the 28th layer world, even starlight cannot break through all the obstacles of the world envoys. A world envoy instantly transformed into a ray of light, which slashed onto Luo Feng's blood-colored robe. The robe's surface still had a protective energy layer flowing. Although a crack was made, it could not cause any damage. Kill. Another world envoy instantly disappeared, with a ray of light exploding within Luo Feng's body. Luo Feng's body, with the added power of Blood Sea, was far more resilient than before, completely resisting the damage. 3,000 world envoys, strange and unpredictable. From all directions, from within, besieging Luo Feng. These world envoys can only summon a small amount of the power of the first layer of Destruction World, but when combined, they are almost able to glimpse the full picture of this power. Luo Feng carefully perceived. The various methods of the 3,000 world envoys combined can be called the power of breaking. Or perhaps the power of split. This form of highest level destruction power can cause everything to fracture. A destruction power that causes everything to fracture? Luo Feng carefully felt, even consciously retracting the blood-colored robe, using his physical body to more finely experience the techniques of these world envoys' siege. In the abyss of destruction, each layer of the destruction world contains a form of highest level destruction power. Moreover, each weapon nurtured contains a form of highest level destruction power. All things can be cut. Luo Feng felt the attack of the world envoy slashing on his body surface. The body nurtured by the primordial life and death Tao, even without the added power of Blood Sea, only showed some wounds on the surface. Split, the natural splitting of life. A world envoy transformed into a black light appeared within his body. Before the black light touched the flesh naturally began to split. Luo Feng felt various injuries. All are mainly destruction fused with other mysteries forming these powers. In the abyss of destruction, all powers of destruction, where the destruction mysteries contain at least over 80%. Others may contain mysteries from life, matter, infinite, fire, space, and many other paths. Much richer than I originally understood. The so-called power of breaking is not just breaking in one stroke, but also the natural breaking of life and all things. Luo Feng showed a happy expression. The power of breaking, destruction accounts for 80%, life accounts for 20%. It's the most common form of power of destruction, contained in the abyss of destruction. Luo Feng carefully pondered, because he already accumulated deeply, he faintly felt, this specific power of breaking, given a bit of time, I am able to master. His primordial blade path has already created its embryonic form. Creating a Tao is very difficult, but mastering one form of power corresponding to this Tao is much easier. In endless primordial space, mastering the same kind of power is still recognized as a form of highest level power. Like a cultivator lord, mastering a primordial level Tao. If willing, it's easy to master several forms of highest level power of this Tao, but several same origin powers add nothing to strength. Different kinds of powers provide more significant assistance. Like Starlight Lord mastering two primordial level Taos, actually, one Tao primarily focuses on space, while the other primarily focuses on time. Such assistance is great. Time paired with space achieves a qualitative change. What Luo Feng pursues is life and destruction. Like the infinite snake ancestor mastering infinite and space, two kinds of highest level powers, plus the mysterious land infinite world enhancement. Once mastering the highest level destruction power of breaking, it will surely be greatly beneficial to my comprehension of the primordial blade path. Luo Feng felt the difficulty wasn't high, at least simpler than the bottleneck of the primordial blade path, and immediately began to ponder elaborately. Luo Feng stayed on the first layer of the abyss of destruction for more than one epoch. During this time, the 3,000 world envoys tirelessly launched continuous attacks, and Luo Feng constantly observed the partial power of destruction they invoked. It's about time. I've thoroughly studied all the powers of the 3,000 world envoys. Staying here is meaningless, Luo Feng realized naturally one day. Luo Feng looked into the distance and spoke, "Ba Wei Yu, thank you for your assistance. I'm ready to proceed to the next layer of the destruction world." Ba Wei Yu, who had been silently paying attention, also breathed a sigh of relief, and immediately dispelled these world envoys. Luo Feng nodded at him and then directly broke through the obstruction of space, heading towards the next layer of the destruction world. Finally gone. Ba Weiyu was completely relieved. As long as Luo Feng stayed here, he had been worried that Lord Luo Feng might turn against them and forcibly occupy this layer of the destruction world. Unfortunately, their strength was too weak to provoke the cultivator camp. The 9 world-level primordials had also been looking forward to this day. During this epoch-long period, they had no world envoys for practice and didn't dare to make a big fuss, fearing to anger that cultivator lord. Continue cultivating. Ba Weiyu immediately arranged for a world envoy to accompany these 9 clansmen. Second layer of the abyss of destruction. Cultivator Lord Luo Feng? A fat giant beast, with smooth hair that changed colors endlessly, each strand containing infinite wonders and a vast internal space. The master of this layer of the destruction world was one of the 9 emperors of the innate primordial camp, the Primal Beast Ancestor. Primal Beast Ancestor. Luo Feng also saw the opponent. The Primal Beast Ancestor, the strongest existence in the domain of the endless primordial space, its body itself was a domain. Of course, it was only good at domains. In other aspects, it was relatively weak. In terms of direct combat, it was much weaker than Wulan, only managing to occupy the second layer of the destruction world with much difficulty. Lord Luo Feng, what are you doing here? The Primal Beast Ancestor stared at Luo Feng, quite vigilant. It had experienced the explosive might of Luo Feng's origin Great Destruction. Together with the Black Tide Ancestor and the Giant God Emperor, the trio was invincible. But one-on-one? Compared to any cultivator lord, it was weaker. I have no intention of seizing this layer of the destruction world. Please, Primal Beast Ancestor, dispatch all the world envoys of this layer to attack me with full force, Luo Feng said. The Primal Beast Ancestor was wary in its heart, but still slightly nodded on the surface, all right. With a thought, numerous black-haired envoys appeared. 1,800 black-haired envoys, fierce and dominant, their bodies much stronger, surrounded and attacked Luo Feng. A red robe fluttered wildly on Luo Feng's body, letting the attacks fall on him as he meticulously comprehended them. The power of destruction contained in the second layer should be called the power of shattering, being 80% destruction and 20% matter. Luo Feng quickly made a judgment, having profound insights into destruction. 80% destruction and 20% matter. Not suitable for him to master, but he could comprehend the mysteries of destruction within. Luo Feng engaged in battle with these envoys, often deliberately enduring these attacks physically for deeper comprehension. Boom! As he casually slashed down a saber, killing an envoy, an invisible ripple appeared, and a grey weapon descended from a hidden space. Luo Feng's eyes lit up, immediately reaching out to grab it. It was a grey spear, possessing extremely strong destructive power. This is the first destruction weapon I've acquired in the Abyss of Destruction. Luo Feng smiled. According to the information he gathered, during the explorations in the Abyss of Destruction, while destroying one destruction world after another, weapons were occasionally found. Previous 7 lords had obtained some destruction weapons, the least having 5 or 6, and the Starlight Lord had even acquired more than 20. All these are destruction weapons, not very suitable for the lords. So, most lords stored them in the land of origin for the later cultivators to exchange. During the moment of despair in previous wars, the lords temporarily opened up exchange permissions, allowing Luo Feng, who hadn't yet broken out of the cage, to have the opportunity to acquire the sky-splitting saber. At that time, many treasures were opened up, and several were as precious as the sky-splitting saber. These destruction weapons provide little assistance to me. Luo Feng put away the spear with a flip of his hand. This spear was comparable to the sky-splitting saber, but he personally preferred blade techniques. The sky-splitting saber at this level of weaponry was an ordinary weapon for ancestors and lords, providing very limited enhancement to strength. A treasure capable of significantly boosting the strength of cultivator lords would be extremely precious. According to intelligence, the Land of Destruction holds certain special opportunities that can yield extremely precious items. Luo Feng understood the information. For instance, the white battle armor of Kafu was obtained from the Abyss of Destruction. Jin had braved the dangers time and again, even wanting Luo Feng's help to enter the Abyss of Destruction, seeking those special opportunities to acquire a very powerful weapon or battle armor. On his own, his exploration range was limited. If Luo Feng assisted, many layers of the destruction world could not stop them. Refining the shadow of origin requires relying on one's own strength. But simple exploration? Collaborating in exploration is very normal. According to intelligence, the deeper you go into the abyss of destruction, the higher the chance of encountering special opportunities. This was the experience summarized by other lords. In the first 10 layers, there had been no rumors of special opportunities appearing. It could also be that the discoverers kept it secret and never disclosed it. Beyond 10 layers, special opportunities occasionally appeared. Kafu, a long time ago, encountered an opportunity during an exploration on the 19th layer, going through hardships, and finally obtained that white battle armor, which accompanied him for endless ages. The benefits of that white battle armor greatly enhanced his defense against various external attacks, comparable to the benefits of refining and mastering a mysterious land. This video will end here.